What would you name a dog that looked like that?
I don't know.
I would probably name it like... Frank.
Frank?
Yeah.
Frank's good.
Yeah.
I name it the Enforcer.
Good. I love that too. Yeah.
All right, Tory, say something.
Remember when we were supposed to have a podcast? All right, I'll start it. Okay. Hello. That was really echoey, probably.
Say it again.
Hello.
There's going to be probably some echo.
A little bit. Maybe probably.
It's a temporary setup.
Yes, it is.
Hello?
Hello.
Is this, what is it, the 35th episode, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're 35 years old.
Wow, I'm almost 35 years old.
Okay, well.
That's pretty bad.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad to be 35.
It's not, but it feels pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't, because age is just a number. And 35 is the number of the podcast. And we're on season 2. It's very exciting. We're back.
It's kind of a weird way to divide the seasons, though. Like,
well, we didn't intend to
34?
We didn't intend to do it. It just happened. Life happened.
So anytime we move locations, it's going to be like a...
Well, no. Just like moving like residential addresses. So welcome to LEM'n'TEA podcast. In case you've forgotten, that's Lem, Lewis, and I'm T, Tory. And together we make now no longer two millennials sitting on a futon, but two millennials sitting in lawn chairs in a basement.
The futon was really hard to get here.
Because
it was already kind of fucked up.
Rip the futon.
And then we moved it.
It's dead. Because
we sold our house, or we're selling our house.
Yeah. So in case you're wondering why we're in a basement, it's because Lewis and company moved whole houses. So you'll never see us in that location again.
That's very sad.
It is kind of sad. I really liked that old location. For those of you watching, for those of you listening, I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, but let it be known that the gray wall and the futon will be dearly missed, and that leaning light that always freaked me out.
It's still there.
Is it? You still have it?
Mm-hmm.
It was a leaning light that existed off camera, but was the only non.
Yeah, because we didn't have anything like a ceiling light or anything like that.
And now we do. It's like an interrogation light bulb. It's pretty rad in this basement.
Now that you say that, it looks exactly like that. I can't unsee that.
The interrogation goes like, why haven't you recorded anything for 2 months or whatever?
I was busy. I was doing stuff like adult stuff. It sucks.
I bet. Yeah. Well, hey, now you have 2 fireplaces.
I do.
That's pretty rad.
That's pretty grown up, right? To have a fireplace.
I wouldn't know because I don't have one, but yes. I guess
one.
I'm a child.
Sorry, you don't have one, but you have a chimney.
I have a chimney.
And you have a cutout where it should be in the house,
Thanks,
right?
Grandpa. Yeah. It was a somewhat flourishing idea until it wasn't. So you want to move your L closer to you so it shows in the setup. We're still figuring things out, obviously, but yes, bring it back now, y'all. Yeah, perfect. One hop this time. But yeah, so that's the reason really why we haven't been recording, is because you've been in between locations to live, and life stuff takes precedence over the podcast sometimes.
Of course.
So
so we took a break because I don't know, it just seemed like it was the right time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, stuff was coming up at that time. A lot of stuff was coming up.
Yeah. Why don't because this is basically the episode, so we have 3 major things to talk about, and the biggest one is basically everything that you have been up to. Lots happened in 2 months for you.
Moving is
the bulk of it.
Yeah, that's all of it basically. I mean, it's just like I already have PTSD from moving because we moved so much when I was a kid.
Yeah, you said what? Is this the 12th time now?
This is the 12th time.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And it didn't seem weird to me when I was a kid, but now that I have grown up, I'm like, wow, that's like the most stable place we had. We had a house when I was a kid for like, I don't know, 7 years or something.
Yeah.
And then that recession happened and like the housing market tanked and then we lost the house.
Oh, okay.
So then like after that, it was moving again, which sucked.
Okay. I mean, it's not the frequency that you move, but that's basically like you moved once every like 3 years ish, breaking it down into even chunks. But
yeah, so like
that's a lot.
The apartment we had, I always knew we were gonna move out of because
Oh, I remember that apartment.
God damn. And the funny thing is, like we didn't even move that far.
No,
like the house wasn't too far.
And you didn't move too far from your old house to this current house either. It's been all pretty relatively within like
2 minutes driving. 2 minutes. Crazy. Like that's a weird thing, but
that makes the moving so much easier too. So it's like you don't have to like really super pack things up and ship it across town or whatever. So
we were able to get away with like a good sized van and a very, very, very good friend, like awesome guy. I won't say his name, but like he helped us with this truck and like it was just awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of people lent their time, like you and your husband, and a lot of our friends were here.
Well, because this is a to put it very nicely, this is like a fixer-upper house.
Yeah, it is for sure.
It's an inherited house.
Yeah.
Through its own trials and tribulations, is inherited.
I still prefer it to living in an apartment. I'm sure you guys probably would do too. But
yeah, I mean, it was nice to have some of the like stuff paid for by apartment complexes, like water and heat and stuff,
and shoveling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big one that I always hear people complain about. Is that so?
But like our mortgage payments are just a little bit more than like what we would pay monthly for an apartment anyway.
I know, especially now, like like everything costs so fucking much. It's so expensive to live.
Don't I know it? So
it's tough.
Yeah, and I don't know. I as soon as we finished, so my house that I live in was also kind of inherited when my grandparents passed, and my dad was literally going to any family member and being like, "Do you need to live in a house?" And I just happened to live in an apartment and be like, "Sure."
Yeah.
So, and that one, it wasn't horribly like a fixer-upper house, but it was like I crammed my head so full of house information, learning about like mortgages and interest rates and stuff like that, like, and I hate it. I don't remember much of anything because like as soon as it was done and you sign all that paperwork, I'm like, all right, I'll never need to do this again. So it's out of my brain.
Yeah,
but
it's just not. I know it's something that I should know,
but I feel like it's also something where it would have been nice to learn maybe in school a little bit. I remember being in 12th grade and they were like, we're going to teach you how to balance a checkbook. I'm like, I'm literally going to be leaving this school in like 5 months as a legal adult.
Yeah.
Why are you teaching this now? So yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's hard for a variety of reasons, but the house physically has come very, 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 very far.
I hope so. It's been really rough. It's a lot of work, like you said. And so, like, a lot of people have lent their time to, like, peel wallpaper off the wall.
That's oddly very cathartic, though. That's I think it's kind of fun, except that this house has, like, it's 90% wallpaper on the walls.
It's an older house, and, like, it looks it.
Yep. Like, wallpaper and cabinet lining and, like, just...
But it's got a lot of cool shit in it, too. Like, the basement's massive. Like, this whole basement is fucking enormous.
If you hear an echo as we talk, it's because we don't have padding, and it's also like a square mile or two of a basement. So
yeah, it's not gonna be perfect, and
we're still figuring it out.
Yeah, and I think that's okay because I don't know. I just wanted to make stuff again.
We were really itching to make stuff, but also like you have stuff going on.
Yeah. So, no. I'm not. It's not that I'm saying that should take precedence. I'm just saying I was yearning to actually put something out. Whether it keeps a consistent schedule in the future because of things going on, I don't know yet. But
we hope you guys will stick around for the ride as we all learn together about the trials and tribulations of home ownership.
Yes.
Very fun stuff. But
oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Hopefully it'll be over for you soon that your other house gets sold. It's like a tale of two houses. It's very strange. You guys are like middling in between with that right now. But
yeah, I'm starting to settle into this house now.
Yeah.
Because like I'm living here day to day. And
yeah.
It's becoming more of a reality that like, yeah, this is where I live. Like, but I did like my old house. Like it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine. It was a small little thing, but
it just had like the most dangerous driveway in the entirety of our town. But that's fine.
A dangerous driveway and a very steep basement. Like that basement, those steps are very steep.
Yeah. Yeah, they are
kind of dangerous.
Pros and cons.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it's a work in progress, and obviously thank you to you and everyone else who's lent their time and money, efforts, and everything like that to help us, because we've had a lot of help and we couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you.
It takes a village to raise a house from
True.
its
True. Amen.
From its
speak.
I don't know. I was gonna say squalor, but it wasn't really squalor. It was a livable house always. So
it was just packed with stuff. I mean. It's just, it's a lifetime of memories.
Have you ever wondered where your local haunted house ever kept all of their decorations? Look no further than Lewis's house.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered who was the bandit that stole all of those arcade cabinets? Look no further than Lewis's house.
There's still a few in the garage too, which
it's such a shame too, because this basement is obviously safe now, but before it was very not safe. It was moldy a lot everywhere. Including a really nice corner where like at least a dozen arcade cabinets lived that were collected.
It was in pretty decent condition when it was good.
Yeah. So what could have been, but that's also the houses are good. You can make it whatever you want. It's up to so many possibilities, and the only problem is just money, as it is for every person ever in life. But
money and time.
Time is money.
Time is money.
And money is, I don't know, money. I don't know where I was going with that.
Money is currency.
Yes, it is.
Used to purchase goods or services.
And then along with that, you are working and you're doing school.
Yeah.
You're the student now. I am the master and you are the student.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah. How's that been?
It's been okay. Yeah,
because I think you were just starting, or I don't even know if you had started yet when we did our last episode in June.
Oh boy,
June 5th to be exact.
You know what? I probably had just started.
Yeah,
but I probably hadn't had a chance to talk about it. But
do you want to talk about it? You don't have to.
No, it's fine. I think I'm doing fine. I'm finally on it more consistently now because the move was just taking out so much time.
Oh yeah.
And just aside from that, I'm working a job, so like I come home from work, I do the work here at the house, and then you're exhausted. It's like you have 2 jobs,
and you have kids
and children.
So wow, 3 jobs! Holy moly!
Yeah,
that's a lot.
There's a ton of shit. It's finally a lot better now because we're settled in one place. We're not like living in boxes
like nomads. Yeah,
we are living in boxes still because it's a shit ton of unpacking. But I mean like.
But like you're not moving the boxes,
no.
You're unpacking the boxes.
They're here and they're accessible, and we know that this is the space and we're here.
Yes.
So
we're here, we're queer, get over it. Just don't tell your neighbors.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell that story.
All right. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, so welcome to the neighborhood, right? Like everyone's been pretty friendly, very cordial.
Yeah.
Like no one's been very mean or anything about that.
Sorry.
That's my wife.
Yeah. Your wife singing upstairs.
What the fuck was I saying?
Talk about the neighbors.
Oh, the neighbors, right? So everybody's been pretty cordial.
Yeah.
No one's been pretty mean. A guy came over after I came home from work, so I'm like, who's this? Like, nobody comes over. Like, look at this house.
Yeah, this house is very much I mean, it looked like a haunted house on the inside, and it definitely looked like a haunted house on the outside. It's near the ocean, and all the other houses around it look like oceanfront properties. Mm-hmm. This one, not so much.
It will.
Someday it will.
One day it will.
But right now, it's like those stereotypical, like in cartoons where it's like, that's where old man Jenkins lives. Yes. And it's just like dark clouds and lightning and stuff. Yep, that's this house right now. Right now.
Basically.
So.
Yeah.
But anyway, so who would
Good
be over
analogy.
who would be
like
over
that.
old man Lewis's house, old man Jenkins' house?
It's a guy.
Another old man.
I won't say man, I can't say his name.
Just name him like Stu.
Okay.
I don't know why. Stu.
Oh man. Okay.
Stu Pickles.
So yeah. Stu
Stu Pickles
came over apparently, right?
Yeah.
He like knocked on the door. I open it, like, hi, is there something I can help you with? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, hi, I'm Stu.
Stu, yeah.
Hi, I'm Stu.
I make toys.
I make toys in my basement.
Yeah, just kidding.
And he came over with a lovely gift of a bottle of Prosecco.
Nice.
Which was nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
I saw it as I immediately looked down and I'm like, is this something I'm going to like? How nice do I have to be?
Are you making this worth my time?
Yeah. And it's not a great brand of Prosecco, but it was Prosecco. I like.
It could have been better.
I like sparkling wine, so I'm like, okay,
yeah,
cool. What's up, man? What's going on, Stu?
Yeah.
So we're chatting, and he's trying to say, "Oh, it's a beautiful neighborhood." Mm-hmm. Stu's really talking it up, right? And he's like, "Great neighborhood, lots of families here. Sometimes they get a little bit political." All right, and he didn't have that kind of accent, so
sure.
Stu is like, like, I don't know, if you want to be gay, it's fine, it's okay. I just don't be bringing it about me.
Stu, the non-political neighbor.
Stu, right?
Yeah.
He also he did kind of throw in if you want to be conservative, that's your own priority. Like, he did throw in one of those. Mm-hmm. But at that point, I'm like, I don't know. If you have to, he was older too. You
kept saying 80. You said he was 80. Was he that old, or was that just like a...
I'm guessing about that old.
Really?
Maybe like 70s, mid 70s.
Okay, so retired.
Yeah, definitely retired. Definitely should know better, right? But he's an old guy, and that's what old guys do. Unfortunately, it sucks.
Yeah.
But they're old.
They get political without saying they want to, while saying they want to not be
exactly.
Political.
So it's like, I don't know. If you're telling me you don't want to be political, but here you are, saying if you're queer in any way, it's fine. You can be queer, but I just don't want to be hearing about that shit. I don't know. It's kind of political.
Just a bit.
It makes it pretty political because, I mean, it shouldn't have to be political, but the fact that the LGBTQ is so often politicized.
Oh, yeah.
It just, it's political.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't like that, obviously, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not trying to get into a fight right now.
Yeah.
So.
You weren't just want you to know that every adult living in this house is part of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
Every adult.
Everyone.
Yep.
Every single one. Stu.
And the majority of people who will be coming over are also part of that community.
Yeah. I mean, we pretty rep it pretty hard.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is he's a guy that I'm never really going to talk to, hopefully. Lives in my neighborhood. I'm probably going to see him.
Yeah.
I'm going to be cordial, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a dickhead, but...
Oh, no. There's always going to be
there's
just
no changing some people's minds, and I don't think it's worth the effort to get into it with somebody like that.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, what happened to that bottle of Prosecco?
I drank the shit out of that thing.
In 2 days, right?
Oh, yeah. So, most of it was gone the first day.
Okay.
Most of it, okay?
Because you were like, oh, this guy who says he's not political and then got political, I need to forget about it.
Yeah.
So.
And I wanted to do it out of spite, too. I'm like,
right.
You know what? If you find out in the next, day and a half, It's gone already, motherfucker. I can't give it back.
Right?
I drank it. Stu.
It's mine now, Stu. So, the story of Stu.
The Stewie.
The Stewie.
The Stewie.
Great. So anyway, that's been what you've been up to and why we've taken a hiatus and decided to have a season 2. I don't really know.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not really a season. It's just like we are clearly now in a different area. Environment. So that's why I kept calling it a season 2. And like
there's nothing wrong with what you called it.
Cool, because by the time this comes out, this will already have been posted on TikTok that I have called it season 2.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's officially season 2, but we're not really counting seasons. It's arbitrary. It's basically just like location number 2.
Location number 2. Season 2.
Yes.
The brick wall season.
The brick wall. 2 chimneys.
2 chimneys.
2 baddies, 1 Porsche.
I was gonna say that.
2 baddies, 1 Porsche. So yeah, anyway.
So yeah.
So 10 out of 10, moving. Okay, this is like the longest drum roll.
4 out of 10.
Wow, 4. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's being very generous.
I was gonna say that's higher than I thought you would.
It's because we had so much help that I'm grateful for. Okay. So that's where my points are going, but really it's a 0.
Okay. If you can avoid it, do it. But get out of your apartment. Just kidding.
Or stay in it if it's got good rent.
Stay wherever you are
if
financially
it's rent controlled,
secure.
Stay there. Don't ever move. Unless you want to.
Don't let us tell you what to do.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, so the setup might change and the location might change, kind of, sort of, but it'll still be within this house. And
somewhere.
Wanho will still be here. He's up at front now instead of behind us because he's a soldier, so he's guarding us.
You really gave this a good amount of thought. I like that. Yeah. You had an explanation for every part.
No, I didn't. I thought of that in like 2 seconds.
Wow.
So, but anyway, so you are a moving, working, podcasting student father. It's quite a resume to have built in 2 months.
That's a lot of titles, man.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I just felt like
yeah.
Well, because when you say it all out like that, like, and you've spent, I mean, obviously, in moving is the most like time consuming and physically taxing and stuff, but you have been up to so much other stuff. Mm-hmm. And also continuing to be a dad anyway. That never stopped. But
I felt bad because I haven't been spending as much time as I want with the kids because we need like childcare, so I have to bring them to where I have childcare. Yeah, and then like that's between like their grandmothers and it's just been really hard because I've been kind of like bouncing around.
Well, I mean, it's probably good too for them to be somewhere that's kind of a constant while all this stuff is going on. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, it just feels bad when you're like thinking about like how you haven't really seen your kids much, Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. But
it's all for the greater good.
But what I'm saying is that I actually spent an afternoon with my son and we played WarioWare.
Ah, that's a good game.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And we had a good time.
Is he like a beast at WarioWare?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's taken to video games very well.
Yeah, he's pretty coordinated.
It's like his parents are gamers or something. Suspicious.
My goodness. How are we going to crack this cold?
I bet you suddenly sound like you're from Milwaukee.
Cold.
Get someone a big table and put some lit up letters here and suddenly think you're Mike and Rich Evans.
I could never.
Rich Evans is a legend and we don't deserve him.
He's so funny.
He's great. We're talking about Red Letter Media, by the way. You should definitely check them out.
They're awesome.
They're funny dudes and they talk about mostly bad movies, which is great. Sometimes good movies, but mostly bad movies.
I used to watch them from like way back in the day. Mm-hmm. And now they've continued with a lot of different series, very, very good ones.
Yeah.
I don't watch enough of them, but they're A+. They're really funny.
So, also taking a page from Red Letter Media, we just went to go see a movie yesterday at the time of this recording. We should talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Because last movie I think we talked about was Mario, right?
Yes.
We saw that one.
Yeah, no, I still haven't seen a lot of movies, and I think that's kind of the problem that Hollywood's facing lately, besides the fact that all of the writers are on strike. But before that, the problem was getting butts in seats, basically. Like, the pandemic was a good thing at the time because for streaming services, but now it's a bad thing because people are like, oh, wait, audiences can just stay home and pause when they want to and have their own snacks in their cabinets and go to the bathroom when they want. Yeah. That's not good. Also, the fact that I've been reading a lot about this. It's very interesting to me because
educate me.
It seems like a long time coming sort of thing, but Hollywood's acting like it's suddenly a problem that like revenue for movies is so low, or like ticket sales are so low. Tickets are ridiculously expensive. Like, unless there's like an actual perk to being in a movie theater with that sort of, like, I don't know, big screen or surround sound or whatever, there's really, no difference between that and just waiting a month for it to go on streaming services. Budgets are also super, super inflated. Like, it's unusual for a movie to not be made with at least $100 million now, which is so much money.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Like, one of the biggest bombs of this year is the Flash movie, which I believe when I last checked was like, it cost $180,000 to make. Yeah. And stars everybody's favorite groomer, Ezra Miller. And the director being like, no one else can play Barry Allen like Ezra Miller, where it's like, superheroes literally are meant to be played by different people, and most, besides like Superman, canonically in comics, have different people donning the mask or the cape or whatever. There's like 6 Batman / Batwomans and different Robins and stuff. Like, that's just kind of how it's meant to be. So his whole argument of like, no one else can play Barry Allen when there's also a TV show with somebody who plays the Flash so much better. It's all very strange how defensive he was, but I guess it was because...
I don't know, why the fuck couldn't that guy just be the Flash?
People were campaigning so hard for him to be the Flash. I really like him too, so I wish that. But
everyone liked him. Yeah. Like, everybody liked that guy.
Fun fact, he was he was on Glee. Oh. For a good chunk. He was cool. a love rival for my favorite, one of my favorite queer couples on television.
Oh my God.
But that's okay. But anyway, he was like, not nice, but he's really good in the Flash. But anyway, Grant Gustin, really great as the Flash. I think the director was just really defensive because it's his movie, so it'd be weird for him to be like,
yeah, that's fine, replace him.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, you don't have to defend Ezra Miller so like passionately when he's been proven to be like a crazy person and also getting in random fights with people. Like, he's just he's not a great person. He's not it. So it was partly the reputation and partly, I guess, like just the general feeling that the movie was kind of like that it lost at least $100 million.
Oh, wow.
So
The Flash?
Yeah, it cost $180 million before the marketing, but it has not made back enough to recoup what it's spent on everything. God, so it's considered, I think, the second biggest box office bomb of Warner Brothers ever. So, and that's mostly, going back to my point, due in large part because these movie budgets are so bloated and they spend more time on like special effects or big sets or whatever than they do on decent writing, I think.
I want to say
that's not the case for all of them, but it's just every movie seems so like ridiculously inflated to meh results. And it's not like it was in the Michael Bay sort of heyday of things where it's like explosions and cool graphics will like automatically be box office winners. I think people are getting a little more smart and selective about what they want to watch.
For sure.
And especially again where you can just like wait and just pay less than a movie ticket price to stream it at home. So
I have 2 points to that.
Yeah.
First one is, I think Everything Everywhere All at Once was made very cheaply.
Yes. That one I do think was made with a not less than 100 million. I want to look it up now just for funsies. And that one was really good.
And it was a smash, like a complete smash in every way. And it looked fantastic too. Like it looked great.
Which is, I think, another great turning point too, is that people are realizing that it says it has a range of budget of between 14 and 25 million, and it made 141 million back, which is just showing the point that like creativity can go a long way, and you
Yes.
don't need to have such large figures thrown into this movie for like nothing.
That's why I really liked the latest Batman movie, which I talked about like 70 times.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like the Justice League Batman where it's like fucking like everything's in a crazy like.
I've still never seen the Justice League, but I want to because I want to know because I want to form my opinion on it.
Didn't you watch the Snyder Cut?
No.
Oh shit.
Nope. No.
Okay. But the one with Robert Pattinson is really good because it's very simple. It's like a detective movie, and it's like
which is like Batman's whole
that's the whole
thing
thing.
anyway.
Like, I love it. It's great. And it's not, even though it's gritty, it's not so like over the top, explosive in your face. You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah. I think they did, and there's also like this idea of certain like what used to be cash grabs becoming very like played out, and people are like exhausted from it, like superhero fatigue, nostalgia fatigue, minus I think what's happening now with like certain ones that are handled well, like Mario and Barbie, which we'll talk about in a second. But
Barbie.
But my whole point is like it is possible to make a good movie without it being like a buttload of money, which some people don't seem to understand.
It is.
And sometimes it's worth going in the theater to see if it is really expensive, like Avatar 2, because it's like that's one of those ones where it's like if you watch it at home, you're really not gonna get the full scope of all the money that went into the graphics and stuff.
I barely want to watch it in the fucking
I was gonna
theater.
say at the same time, I'm not interested. I've seen the first one and I'm like, that seemed like enough.
I saw the first one at home on like FX or some shit, like the worst way you could see it.
Oh, with commercials?
Yeah, but my point is I didn't think it was good. Like or like it was good enough to like watch.
Yeah.
But like
once.
It sucks. Like the plot is stupid.
It's Pocahontas or Dancing with Wolves, depending on how you want
those two, right?
Yeah. With blue people.
With blue people.
But like having seen it in theaters myself, it was impressive to look at visually, but it's also like my other problem with movies is that they're too long. I do not have the attention span.
I don't.
So like you watching on FX was probably better because it at least allowed for you to go and like get a snack or go to the bathroom. I'm sitting there like, when's the best part for me to like just run over to the bathroom? It's horrible. I miss when movies were like an hour and a half.
Everything's like almost baseline 2 hours now.
Which includes Barbie.
Or
it's like 3 hours like Oppenheimer. This is whole Barbenheimer thing. Let us know what side you're on between the Barbie and Oppenheimer great box office war.
I couldn't do it.
Oppenheimer or the double feature?
The double feature.
No, I think it's so tonally different. But obviously between the two, but it's like you're either going to go in, you're going to watch Barbie first, you're going to be like, that was a nice uplifting movie, and then you're going to be depressed for 3 hours. Or you start being depressed for 3 hours and then you're not fully into Barbie.
Yeah.
It's just not a good, like double features are, like that's what they do for like 2 monster movies or something. Things that were related.
Yeah.
This was just like, oh, the internet is memeing on Barbie and Oppenheimer. Let's put them together.
Do you know where they do double features at a lot?
What's that?
Well, we used to go to this drive-in when I was a kid, and they always did these double feature movies like on Saturdays or like Friday nights. 2 totally different movies, right?
Oh, okay.
The first one, Mr. Deeds.
Okay.
The movie that followed, Fantastic Four.
The Jessica Alba one?
The Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Why? Huh. I mean, it's not compared to Barbie and Oppenheimer. It's not drastic. It's like if you did like Minions and Schindler's List.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's just some movie combinations that shouldn't go together. And I guess if you really wanted to stretch it, you could like 6 Degrees connect it to like Mr. Deeds to Fantastic Four, kinda. But yeah, those are 2 very random movies to do. Or double features would do like with the same actor. So if you did like Talladega Nights and then Anchorman or something.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so please do not kill yourself going to watch
Talladega Nights and the Barbie movie.
You could. That's totally kind of the same. Or yes, because
Will
Ferrell's in Barbie. I didn't know. That was pretty rad. So anyway, don't kill yourself trying to watch 5 hours of 2 different movies. Just pick one, or pick one to do on a different day. But we're not gonna go see Oppenheimer ever, so it is what it is. But we did see Barbie very recently, and what did you think of it?
It was great.
Yeah.
And I mean that, like,
I thought so too.
it actually was like pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't expect it to be funny, and also I didn't expect it to be PG-13. And I really didn't almost expect the plot either, or like not exactly the way that they framed it.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like it kind of like was a little different than what I thought it would be.
Did you see any trailers for it?
Just the ones that I had to see because I was at the theater.
Oh,
already.
Okay.
So
yeah, I only saw like little bits and pieces from like Twitter and stuff.
Okay.
Mostly I saw just the posters where it was like the entire cast introduction and the whole this Barbie is whatever, and then it's like this is Ken and he's just Ken, and I was like that's great, I love it. But yeah, I think it was good because I also feel like movie trailers spoil a lot.
Yeah.
So I try actively now to not watch any because it's just it gives so much away, or like you get hyped up if you see a scene happen in a movie and then it's like, just kidding, we decided to cut it.
Yeah, that's most of them nowadays. It just gives away the whole thing. It sucks because I don't know, a really well done trailer has it in the past maybe be like, oh shit, I want to see this. Like,
and I don't think there was a way to make a trailer for the Barbie movie. I don't know if there exists one because I never saw them, but I don't know if there's a way to make one that didn't just really give away like everything. I think it was good to just focus on like the Barbie land parts of it without this is spoiler talk, by the way, without focusing on like the real world parts that intersect, because I don't know, but I have to see the trailers, I guess.
Yeah.
But I really liked it too. I thought it was really good, and I didn't really go into it with much expectation other than I heard it was really funny. And what's great about it is they play it really like on the nose, but on purpose on the nose.
Very self-aware.
Yeah, it's awesome. And there's just some things where it's literally like, why does this exist? Oh, just go with it. And it's like perfect. Like I don't need a whole like expository thing about why Barbie Land exists. Like it just exists.
It's just here.
How are they able to transition over from Barbie Land to the real world?
Yeah.
It's like 7 different vehicles, and don't worry about it. Yeah. It just happens that way.
And how do you get back? You just do it backwards.
Yeah, just do it backwards.
It's like easy.
So good, yeah. So I loved that. I know there's partly a controversy with it because it's all very like bashing men or supposedly or something.
The patriarchy.
But if anybody knew literally anything about Barbie, it's that like it's Barbie. Like Barbie is the focal point always. Like Ken is just there. Like he's always just been there. He's not, they didn't make him a doctor or like a scientist or a gymnast or whatever. They could have. They made him gay once though. That was pretty rad. So
the sugar daddy.
Oh, shout out to Allan.
Allan, baby.
Oh my god. I think that might be like one of my favorite things Michael Cera has ever done.
Me too. Besides Juno.
Yes, I love him.
Which I thought he was good in that one.
But yeah, so Michael Cera plays Allan, who is the only non-Ken male, I think, in the Barbie Land, minus a couple of discontinued Barbie dolls, which I love. I love that they threw it back to like, this is Midge and she's pregnant and she was discontinued, and then this is the Skipper doll all grown up. If you move her arms, her boobs grow. Like they really were like throwing it back to so many iconic, for better or for worse, Barbies. It was very well researched. Very,
very well done. It was, of course, a giant toy ad, but I mean, that is the point.
I think it was like, for what it was, I think it was a pretty thinly veiled toy ad. Although now they're probably definitely going to sell those like Ken Dojo Casa House like.
That's actually going to be like a Christmas fucking like display thing. Like
that'd be great though. Actually,
that's funny as hell.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling as Ken was really great.
Everybody loves him as Ken.
Yeah,
Huh?
He was great.
He's really funny.
It was awesome. Yeah.
He's
So Margot Robbie's great as Barbie. That was an amazing casting choice.
Simu Liu.
Yes. Oh my God.
Another
He was
Ken.
awesome. So many good people cast.
Very, very good ones.
And I actually like Kate McKinnon in this movie because she's very hit or miss for me with movies.
Yeah.
See Ghostbusters.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Don't see. I meant like see.
I refuse.
See Ghostbusters as an example, but you don't go see it. It's really whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and she's. I mean, and I've seen bits and pieces of her in like Saturday Night Live whenever they come up. She's good in that too.
It depends.
She has a skit with Billie Eilish that's funny, mostly because like Billie's trying not to break character, and it's really fun. But which I think are the best Saturday Night Live clips are the ones where they're like trying really hard.
Yes.
But anyway, so Kate McKinnon was really good in it too. She plays weird Barbie, which is great because it's like the weird Barbie is the Barbie that you just played too hard with, and you put like marker colors in her hair, and you like cut her hair, and you put her in weird clothes, and it's like everybody had that Barbie. Like I totally understand.
Did you play with Barbies?
Yes.
Yeah, Barbies. Yeah.
They had, I can't remember the line, the name of the line, but they had one who was named Tory with an I. But I was desperate because I don't see my name ever, like ever.
Yeah.
So I was obsessed. Like I loved the Tory dolls and stuff. I might still have some. I have the Spice Girls ones.
Yes.
Still.
I remember those when they came out.
The only things that's wrong with them is their hair is kind of messed up. But if somebody is around to fix that up, I think they solve maybe. But yep, I have all the Spice Girls ones. So yeah, I played with them.
Cool.
A fair amount, and Beanie Babies and all the other typical 90s kid things, I think. But
nice.
Yeah. I never had like a dream house or the cars or anything. I was kind of just content with
the
like
cars were fucking cool.
Yeah. I think I was just content with like having Barbie and changing their outfits or whatever.
Yeah.
Imagination, life is your creation.
My aunt, she collected Barbies, and I played with them every day.
Nice.
Every day, I would fucking like sneak. She hated when I did it because I was.
Well, then she shouldn't have them.
It was probably annoying.
Oh.
But like, I wanted to play with the Barbie card, and I wanted to drive it around.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah. It's amazing how and I'll talk about this later, but the convention I went to, there were people dressed up as Barbie and Ken, like, and I'm like, this movie, like the trailers have been out, but it's like this movie's barely existed at all. I think it came out the weekend of my convention. It's like it's barely existed.
It caught fire, like
Barbies and Kens dressed up in the cowboy outfits and stuff, and the white blonde hair.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. One of my favorite little factoids that's come from this is that Ryan Gosling's cowboy outfit was inspired heavily by Jimin from BTS's cowboy outfit in the Permission to Dance music video. To the point where people kind of noticed, jokingly, I don't know, armies are kind of, maybe, I don't know if they were like gatekeeping it or not, but Ryan was like, "Hey Jimin, it's Ken, and I just wanted to thank you for inspiring this outfit. And, you know, the code of conduct for Ken's is that, you know, we gift our most prized possession for, you know, letting us borrow clothes or something." So he, like, gifted his guitar. And then Jimin made a video, and he was like, "Hi, thank you for the guitar," or whatever. It was, like, really funny and weird. But
yeah, it's very strange, but it's a cool little...
meeting of the mashing of the worlds.
Yeah.
What did you think? All right, so again, this is spoilery talk. What do you think of the ending of the Barbie movie?
The ending?
Yeah.
When she becomes like a real woman?
Yeah.
And she gets a vagina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
You said it was a spoiler thing.
Yes, it did.
So yeah, that was cool. That's fine.
I don't know. I think it was just that was probably the only part where I'm like, this is going on really long.
No, it definitely was too fucking long.
It was Barbie and the Rhea Perlman playing Ruth Handler, the creator of Barbie, which was great. But
she did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah. But it was this whole, like, it's a very like long, like one-on-one person talk. It was long, and I don't know, with how not serious the movie was up until that point, it was very like long.
It was very it was drawn out. They probably could have ended it in Barbie Land.
I mean, I like the ending as well because it's random, but it's also like kind of the whole point is like Barbie's literally saying, I don't think my story has an end. So it's like, all right, well, I guess this movie doesn't really have an end either, but yeah, I guess she could have just walked off with Ruth into like the portal or whatever it is that takes you to the real world, with everybody like awkward waving away. And that could have been maybe enough, and then just cut to her going to her Barbie's first gynecology appointment. So exciting.
How much fun. Wow.
That was I don't know. I liked the setup for that. I was like, oh, she's going to her first job interview.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So she has a vagina now. That's really good. I did very also cool. Like. Well, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Okay. No. Fine. Don't go ahead. Ken. You're just Ken.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I really liked that they kept in with the core message of Barbie, and it wasn't like she suddenly loves Ken because he like loved her and stuff. Like she very much was saying, you know, like you need to find your own path in life and like don't wait around for me and stuff, which I think is great because I don't know, sometimes, not all the times, and it's human nature to want to find somebody to love, but sometimes I feel like movies kind of force this like romance with it.
All the time.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it works if it's earned, and sometimes it doesn't feel earned, so it feels weird. So I'm glad that there wasn't any sort of like romantic.
Yeah, the Kens that wanted to be with their Barbies were with their Barbies, and the Barbie that didn't want to be
turned human.
She got a vagina.
Yay! I had a theory that I told because I was sitting next to Ashley in the movies. Because in the very beginning, when Will Ferrell, who is the CEO of Mattel,
yes,
he's holding like pink drumsticks for no reason.
You thought he was a Ken.
I did. I thought he was like a Ken, and I thought it was like, I'm like, Ashley, this is like drummer Ken. Like he's just like transported. Like this.
That would have been actually a pretty good tie-in.
But now it's like, why was he holding drumsticks? And they were pink, and like it makes no sense. I don't understand it. Maybe it was some cut thing from the movie or something, but like that part really did not make sense to me. I didn't understand.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah, but
I wish now that they would have done that.
Because at least just to explain it, I didn't get it unless there was just something I was missing. But
no clue on that one, but it would have been a nice little theory if it worked out. I'm sorry.
I also really wanted there to be some sort of like epilogue, unless we walked out, because literally we were sitting around for it, and we were like, should we leave? And Ashley was like, we can just go. It's not a Marvel movie. And I'm like, I'm so conditioned to just sit here.
We could have looked it up.
Maybe I will look it up, because I was really wanting there to be an epilogue where Ken, like, because his whole thing is like, you need to find who you are without me, and I wanted him to become like a horse trainer, because he suddenly became so obsessed with horses. I was like, I want there to be some sort of payoff to this, like, even, and I like the details of the horse stuff too, like even the lining of his fur jacket had horses in it, which I thought was great. But I mean, overall, I really, really liked it. And that's one of those movies where I think if I watched it again, I could see like maybe more things I hadn't noticed before.
Little Easter eggs here and there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't go on past the gynecology appointment, but that's okay. But anyway, so it's just like it's like a fun, I mean, there's a message with it, but it's like a fun, dumb movie overall. And I think that's something that we're, in the age of Oppenheimers, that isn't really, it doesn't take itself seriously. And I think, maybe that's part of why some people are so miffed. It's because it's like talking about the patriarchy and whatever. And it's satire rooted in truth, but it's not like this campaign against men like some are thinking.
No, it's like highlighting a problem, but also knowing that like, hey, because even at the end, like the Barbies and the Kens, they come together and are like, hey, we can be equal, like, and that's.
Except for the Supreme Court.
Except for the Supreme Court.
Can't be on the Supreme Court. Sorry, guys.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But like that is the core of feminism, is like we are equals, better than me, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just don't understand the point of the movie. Like
it's meant to be very satirical and on the nose. And like I said, if anybody knew anything about Barbie, they would know that like Ken didn't come first, and Ken was never as important as Barbie. Like that's literally how it is. That's just how it is. Yeah. Sorry. you want an important male dog, go play with G.I. Joes. I guess I don't know what to tell you.
True.
But, and that's the problem I'm anticipating too, is like, I think studios, once writers stop striking, are going to see how big Barbie got, and they're like, we need to make a movie based on one of our toys or something like that, and they're gonna miss the entire point of why Barbie is doing so well. Like, it's like, it reminds me of when some companies were trying really hard to make like a board game movies a thing, like Battleship.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Wasn't Rihanna in that?
So did everybody.
Huh.
And they also made they made a horror movie about the Ouija board, and that should have been so easy, but I've seen it and it is so bad.
I've never even heard of that.
It was such an easy thing to make. So, like, I'm half expecting there to be like a Catan movie or something, and if there is a Catan movie, my husband will drag me to it.
Jesus Christ.
But I think it's gonna be one of those things where people, by people I mean like studio executives, they're gonna miss the entire point of why people liked Barbie, and it wasn't because of this nostalgia train, which I think is kind of coming to an end. I think people are getting maybe a little nostalgia out a little bit.
It depends. Nostalgia always sells. It's always in fashion.
It depends on how it's handled. Like, if it's handled in a new inventive way that like pays homage to the original, like Barbie did, I think that's good. But if people are just literally like, I don't know, like, look, it's Teddy Ruxpin or something fucking weird like that, I think people are gonna be like, why did you make this a movie?
Teddy Ruxpin.
I don't know why I thought of Teddy Ruxpin. I can only think of Teddy Ruxpin in the sense of like a horror movie.
So I saw this thing, and I don't know
with the Winnie the Pooh movie.
Yeah, but that's like entirely different though.
Yeah, it is. I
saw this article, and it said something about a Barney movie being directed by A24. I don't know if that's real or if I read some like bullshit, but
I like A24 stuff. So
that's my point. Is like they make good stuff.
I want to know now, but
and I don't know why the fuck they would be doing this. Like, I don't know how you could turn this into a movie.
I mean,
like, Barbie was good, but it also had like really good writers, and I don't know how you can write a good Barney movie. Like, Barbie has a lot to work off of. Barney is just like, he's just a big ass dinosaur.
Oh, it's adult oriented.
Oh, I don't know if I like that.
An A24 type kind of movie.
Oh, okay, never mind. Type.
And it was only just announced like last month.
Okay, whatever.
So I don't know. It's
well,
I just think it's gonna bring on a new wave of childhood toys being made into movies when they get writers back. So pay your writers. How about that? Hollywood. But yeah, anyway, go see the Barbie movie. Do it.
Any other thoughts on it?
I liked John Cena's cameo.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty rad.
That was neat.
I like cameos that are like, I don't know, where it's not just like, it's John Cena being John Cena. Like, it's John Cena as a mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny to me. That sentence didn't make sense, but I'm gonna go with it anyway.
It made sense.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know. There was like a heartfelt message with it all too, but it really is just like this goofy, weird movie, which I think is great. It's a turn off your brain movie. And it also did not feel like 2 hours because it's a 2-hour movie, which is my favorite kind of movie where it doesn't feel like it's runtime.
I think the end got a little long, but I will say that it was fun. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to see like a fun movie because the alternative was that I was going to see Oppenheimer. And that's a 3-hour movie, and it's very dark, and it's very, like, I don't have shit in my brain right now.
Yeah.
Okay? I want to be in Barbie Land.
Okay? Take me to Barbie Land.
I want to go to Barbie Land, and I want a beach.
Beach Ken. I also really loved, and this is what I like about, like, convention environment, but there were so many people dressed in pink for the Barbie movie, including you and Ashley. You guys dressed up too for the Barbie movie. It was so cool. Like, I don't know, I thought that was really fun because people don't really, I don't know, unless it's like nerd movies like Mario or whatever, like people don't really dress up for movies anymore.
Barbie, like, it became a big part of the culture. Like, it's very accepted. It's very, it's very in.
Yeah.
It's fashionable.
Good.
So
people should have fun with that sort of stuff.
They should.
Yeah. Especially if it's like, well, if I'm gonna go out of my house and not stream this, I'm gonna make it worth my while.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. So.
But speaking of a convention-like atmosphere.
Yeah.
Did you not just come home from a convention?
I sure did.
Which one did you go to?
So I went to Connecticon, which has turned out to be one of my favorite conventions because I used to be like hardcore Anime Boston goer, as you once were also. But I found that like I'm a fandom nerd of many different things besides anime.
Yeah.
So like I like conventions that are a broad scope of different fandoms. There's something for everybody.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing's really fun. And so my husband actually bought tickets for the 2020 Connecticon in 2019. He pre-bought them. And then COVID happened. And then the last couple of years, I've been like skittish to be around that many people. But our tickets were still good. So essentially, we were kind of just going for free, kind of. But 4 years later. So yay for the tickets rolling over.
Hooray.
So we did the drive there. It was only a couple hours from where we were and figured it was cheaper to do that than to stay in a hotel. Little did I know. But
wait, what?
What?
You drove every day? Oh my god.
That was how I got a flat tire on the way back. So we went on Friday and Saturday because Josh had to work on Sunday. So drove down on Friday morning and then we drove back Friday night, and it was like, and I was driving. It was like midnight. We were like half an hour from home. Yeah. And so I passed by. I'm on a 3-lane highway, and I passed by 2 cops and a tow truck and this car that's like crashed into the guardrail, like it's smushed in and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'll go pull over to the middle lane and be away from that. And as I'm passing by the accident, I feel myself run something over, and I'm like, oh no. But I didn't hear any sort of like, I don't know, flat tire. Yeah, or like my tire pressure gauge didn't do anything. So I was like, all right, that's fine. Long story short, $900 later, I paid for some new tires. Sorry. So I guess the moral of the story is I guess I'll just go to a hotel next time. It seemed like a good idea at the time, just money-wise. Parking pay was not expensive either. It was like $12 all day, so. But anyway, whoops. What? What do you want to say? What do you want to say? You're holding something back.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Say it.
You thought it would be cheaper.
Yeah.
To drive there and back every day that you were going to go. Wasting a good amount of money in gas.
Yep.
And maybe tolls or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the tolls. Yep. Like I said, I learned my lesson. I'm sorry.
You really have learned your lesson. It was a lesson I hope you didn't have to learn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you learned it that way.
That's okay. Sorry. But anyway, so back to the actual convention.
Yes. Tell us.
It was a lot of fun. Like I hadn't done a convention since PAX East a couple years ago. And that one was more like gaming centric anyway. So Connecticon was like my first con back, where it was just like the kind of nerdiness that I'm used to, because believe it or not, I'm not a gamer really. So so this one was good. It had it had anime, but it also had like other like cherished cartoon shows. It had like general nerdy things like books and everything. It had plushies, and it had like it was, I don't know, man, it was so much fun.
Sounds it.
So I also wanted to try to go to as many panels as I could, because there were some interesting topic ones, but some of the problems were like, well, I felt bad because there was this one that was called like judging a book by its cover, and it had like independent authors and also like authors signed on to smaller publishing companies and stuff. that had been in the business for quite a while, and so they were going to like talk about their experience with like book cover making, and also showing some bad examples of like composition of book covers, because as much as we don't want to judge a book by its cover, we do. The poor guy one of the main authors who ran that panel left his flash drive in Michigan.
Oh my goodness.
So they scrambled to find like physical books to like show, and they were really great. Like they were very like they were talking a lot, and they kept everything really like going very smoothly and stuff. But like that was one of those panels where it's like you should have had a visual aid. Like you just should have.
Yeah.
There was a couple panels I went to where I felt that way. One that I really wanted to go to was like a lost media panel, but it was, I think they have, and I won't go into detail because I think they have a podcast of their own, but it was a lot of like what we do, but it was like a lot of, remember when like we saw this and now it's lost and stuff. And I was kind of hoping it would be like a PowerPoint sort of example, like here is this property or whatever, or like things that were recently found, like Saban Moon, the Sailor Moon with our beloved Kabukimon or something.
So like like structured around maybe like a single like topic or a couple topics.
Like talking about actual examples and stuff, but it was really just kind of waxing like, I remember seeing this thing and I don't know where it is anymore and stuff like that. So it was very like freeform discussion, like what we do here. Yeah. But there for me is a difference between just doing it freeform here and like making it a panel, because
because I
wanted it to be like
expound,
like showing people who don't know about some lost media, like some lost media.
Sure.
And like these last couple of years have been in particular really good years for finding lost media that we thought would never be found. Most famously is not the Grinch,
the Grinch,
Oscar the Grouch, and the Wicked Witch of the West episode of Sesame Street, because the woman who played the Wicked Witch apparently scared children too much, to the point where parents were writing into Sesame Street show creators, and they never aired the episode again, and it seemed like they never would. And to this day, we still don't know who leaked the episode, because it's like very HD. Like it's clearly somebody from the inside like leaked the episode, but we don't know who. And so stuff like that, like that's kind of what I was hoping that the panel would be, but instead it was just sort of like I said, what you and I do, except for we do it for people who want to listen. And like it was like the description of that panel was like as if it was going to educate people, or like
part of the show where Tory shits on another podcast.
No. Like I just wish that it had been it was worded as if it was going to be like a sort of informative, like
a deep dive.
Yeah. It wasn't. If it was some more freeform thing,
you wanted this to be a YouTube essay.
Okay, no, well, just sort of like. It's one of those things where visuals would have helped, because you can do like remember when's all you want, but if I am visually watching this panel, if I was somebody who didn't know any of this stuff, like I would want, because they were like, and this Saban Moon, and it's like horrible looking, and it's like live action, it looks really crappy. It's like, I feel like visual aids for that would have been better. Like just something that helped the people watching understand what you're talking about.
Right, because if not, you're going to be here talking about something. And if somebody here is here for the first time and just wants to see what it is, they're not going to know what the fuck you're talking about.
So not a YouTube essay, but just something like freeform talk is fine, but I think that sort of thing really
little more structured
would have benefited from some visuals. But it was very much like remember when, or
remember when,
like stuff like that. So I was a little bummed out by that one. Highlight panel was I think it's inspired by a panel I think from Anime Boston called Bad Anime Bad. But it's like basically this guy who highlights like just, it's like, how did this anime get made sort of thing. I'll have to look up some of the examples he did, because now I cannot remember any of the ones that he talked about, but it was hilarious how bad. I love like understanding the minds of people who make like these really bad anime shows, because it's funny, and I don't understand why. Like there was something that one of them was this movie from the guy who made Astro Boy and Kimba the White Lion. He made this like anime movie about Cleopatra.
Okay.
And I'll have to again, this is one of those things where I'm saying it and visuals would be better, but it's basically like it was purported as if it was like anime Cleopatra, but it is literally like live action people with anime faces like put over them, and they're in space.
What the fuck?
And then there's this one gladiator fight, and somehow one of the gladiators has a gun. It's in the Cleopatra times in Egypt, but it was like purported as if it was like a historically accurate thing. So it would be the presenter who would talk about the background behind how some of the animes came to be, and then show clips that go with it and stuff like that. And it was really great. Yeah. I really liked it. Josh went with me for that one, and I think he kind of liked it, but he doesn't have the same humor that like you and I do. So bad anime to him is not like funny bad. It's like kind of just painful bad. Yeah. But
I understand that because I think Ashley's the same way.
Yeah.
With a lot of things, she doesn't. Something could be like bad, and it's like, oh man, it's so bad it's good. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know what that means. Like,
I love.
She knows what it means, but she doesn't. It just doesn't work with her. Yeah. Like The Room, she can't watch The Room.
And that's fine, but I thrive on that sort of so bad it's good, because this was clearly somebody's passion project. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to look at them and understand why. I just want to understand why.
Man, passion counts for a lot.
It sure does.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There was one anime too that I cannot remember the name of that was highlighted, but it was like this world where, you know, like using pesticides or like to keep bugs from eating crops is considered bad because the bugs were there first. So if like humans don't get the crops, too bad, because the bugs already have them and the bugs need to live, and why are the bugs less important than humans? There's also this like push about there being a gender binary, and if you like it's from like the 90s, I think. Holy but it was just pushing a lot of like ideals, and how like
the bugs
how nuclear energy should be done away with entirely and stuff like that. It was very like kind of politicized, but like in all the wrong kind of ways, sort of thing. So that was one where the presenter showed clips about like,
damn.
Yeah, there's some odd ones, and he did this. This was called 2. Like it was the second time he did this because he did it in 2021. So part of me wishes I wish I had seen the first round of bad anime that he had done. Because there's so many.
Oh my goodness, there are.
And
so many.
Obviously, the good ones get the spotlight, which is great. And I love good anime, obviously, but I also love the bad ones.
You know who knows bad anime really well is a friend of ours. And she's at a convention this weekend, but she
Otakon
would probably know a lot of like really bad animes. There's one that I'll show you that you've seen.
Okay.
At least once, but it's pretty bad and it's really funny.
Yeah. Oh, I love bad anime, man. So, but that was the highlight panel for me. So amongst a couple of like middle of the road ones, or ones that I feel like should have had visual accompaniments, this one was like very well rounded and great. And it was the last panel we went to, and it was like a really great one to end on. There was also another panel I went to that was about how these comic panels got made, and it was like questionable storylines or panels from like various comic series. The infamous like in the Teen Titans, it's called the Judas Contract, and it's with Tara and Slade, and how like she's 16 and they sleep together. It's like yeah, that's weird. And also pedophilic, but whatever. There was trying to think of ones that I can comfortably talk about. It was not comfortable to talk about, but it was kind of things like just questionable like deaths and questionable like sexual situations and things like that. It was informative and also kind of we were all just cringing along with everything else, so it was fun. We all cringed together. I like cringe stuff. I don't know. I'm a cringe kind of person.
I like cringe stuff.
The highlight of the con, besides all the stuff to buy, so much stuff to buy, basically like a nerd kid in a nerd candy shop, me and Josh did not end up going to because it was on Thursday night, but it was called it was called Come Watch Me Eat an Entire Rotisserie Chicken. It was on Thursday night from 11:55 to 1 a.m. And a friend of ours who works there basically was just like, the person who wanted to do this rotisserie chicken eating event, nobody else had that time slot, so like, sure, why not? And they approved it for him to just do that. And its description is, come watch a complete stranger eat an entire rotisserie chicken for no reason, proudly presented without commentary. And so we did not see this, but the way that it was told to us by our friend was, it was a pretty decently packed room of people watching this guy eating a rotisserie chicken, saying nothing. But because he's eating a chicken, his hands are all greasy and whatever. So another guy was standing next to him
wiping him off
with a soda.
Oh.
To the point where if the guy needed a drink, the crowd would have started chanting, "Drink that Sprite! Drink that Sprite!" and like cheering and stuff. Like, that's the kind of stupid humor.
I want to go see that.
Right? Like that's, I don't know, that's comic genius to me. And Josh was like so into it because he also is a fellow eat an entire rotisserie chicken in one sitting person himself. So, but that was the highlight panel that I didn't go to.
When you first told me this,
yeah,
I thought you were making a joke about Josh.
No, yeah, right, yeah. Because
I really did. I'm like, oh, you're making a joke about Josh, like.
Famously among our friends, my husband has told people, yeah, during my lunch break at the grocery store I worked at, I would just eat an entire rotisserie chicken during my like 20-minute break or something. And he's done pretty much the equivalent.
I think he said he would eat 2.
Probably over the course of his full day shift. Yeah, not 2 in 20 minutes.
That's a
but
lot, though. 2 rotisserie chickens.
Yep. He's got the bottomless pit of his stomach, that one.
Yeah.
He's sitting there eating Haribo gummies like 20 minutes before we were going out to dinner, before going to see the Barbie movie, and then walked in the movie theater with Dots, more gummy candies, and then eating more Haribo gummies that he had left in my car, leaving the movie. Like, he it's like that, I don't know.
Diabetes.
Well, it's like that one episode, I don't know if you ever watched Cat Dog, but it's like that one episode where like dog can just eat anything or whatever without like all the weird, oh my god, the weird teeth stuff in that episode.
I have that picture on my phone because I recently saw it again on like a Facebook, like, do you remember this? And I'm like, I didn't, but holy shit.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, that's my husband. He can eat anything. Minus kiwis. He's allergic to kiwis. But yeah, that was a running joke in the convention. There was somebody who was walking around with a whiteboard around his neck between like choosing Barbie or Oppenheimer, and some person had written chicken in the corner, and that had a fair amount of tallies also, and to which Josh also put chicken. Yeah, so I guess really definitely that highlights the moral of my story being to just get a hotel so I don't miss out on that again. I hope this guy does that again next year. I think it'd be really funny.
That is awesome.
It's just so stupid.
I applaud him for doing that.
It highlights the point of, it's like, you got a panel idea? I guess as long as it's not like adult rated.
Graphic.
Yeah. Go for it. Mm-hmm. So.
That's awesome. I would have been at that panel. Yeah. Like, I would have been cheering him on. I would have been like, have my own Sprite there.
Yeah. I hope people cosplay as Sprite Guy next year or something.
Sprite Guy, yeah.
All the cosplays were great also. I love the effort that goes into them. There was somebody, I don't remember how to say her name, but she's like Silent Hill Mommy, the tall one.
Okay.
Lady.
No,
her name starts with a D. Yeah. Resident Evil. What did I say?
You said Silent Hill.
Oh, okay. Resident Evil.
Lady Dimitrescu.
Okay, yeah. There was somebody on stilts who was her.
Yes.
She looked awesome.
Another friend of ours that works there sent me a picture of it.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, holy shit, that's so cool.
Yeah, there's lots of Barbies and Kens. There was a lot of Teen Titans, which I was excited about.
Teen Titans.
Yeah, it was great. There was a Red X. I didn't get a picture of him. I'm so mad, but whatever, it's fine. Somebody dressed up as Salad Fingers.
I saw that too.
Horrifying. Like, because the person was literally like walking slowly and like moving their elongated fingers. And I think I literally had like gone up to them and I was like, you're horrifying. Can I take a picture or something? Which is like, I feel bad opening with that because it's like no one ever wants to be told you're horrifying.
No, I think that.
But I think that maybe was what they were going for.
Anybody who cosplays Salad Fingers knows that they're going to be referred to as horrifying.
Yeah.
At some point.
There was a Katamari person. There was Oh my gosh, there was a Moist Critical cosplayer.
That's great.
A woman who cosplayed him. And I saw her walking by in the dealer's room, so I was like, "Woo, yeah, baby!" She was like, "Woo!" It was awesome. I was so happy. Yeah, and that's the kind of thing. It's like just talking to people and like understand. It's like I get you. I understand why you like drew on a Sharpie beard and put fake tattoos on your arm. I understand. Like there's like you don't need to like explain yourself. You're just like we get each other. I get you.
Yeah, there's a whole feeling of like camaraderie at a con. And I think that's what makes it so really special. Is like that the feeling you get knowing that people there are kind of like like-minded. They like the same shit. So
yeah, everybody just seemed really comfortable to be around each other. It was really awesome, and you know the people get to dress how they want. They don't have, not necessarily cosplay, but people dressing in more. I don't know. I think the outdated term is now gender bending, but like gender fluid sort of things. Like it's really great. People just seemed really comfortable after we got inside from line because we had to stand outside in line in the heat. That was stupid, but afterwards everybody was really comfortable. We were stood in line with an Usopp cosplayer from One Piece.
Yes,
very in character the entire time. He was really nice and great and stuff. And Josh was all into it because Josh is a big One Piece fan. He had like a face mask with like the guy's mouth and stuff and an elongated nose and stuff. And at one point, I don't know anything I know about One Piece is through osmosis of Josh and the two movies that I've seen anyway, the One Piece movies. Yeah. Film Gold and Film Red. At one point we passed by the Navy, who are basically like the police in One Piece, in line passing by Usopp, and they had a whole folder full of wanted posters like in One Piece, and they held it up to him and they were like, "Have you seen this man?" And he played it like so in character. We were just in line. It was so funny. Like he was great, and I wish I had gotten who he actually is or something, but like shout out to you because you made our line experience so much better.
Did you guys get a picture of him?
No. I know. I was like being weirdly shy the first day, and so I most of my pictures I took were on that Saturday. So because like it's been 4 years. It's been 84 years. So
it's been 4 years.
But yeah. So I missed it already. Cons are kind of expensive, so it's for us like a once a year thing. Josh talked about it being like an anniversary thing for us, even though it's in July and our anniversary's in May. But it's something that we both enjoy doing. He went to a lot of tabletop panels.
Yeah, he loves that shit.
Yeah, he loves it. He bought a few dice things. We completed a quest that was pitched by one of the dealers in the dealer's room, which was like find 3 eggs that my dragon lost. And they were like at different booths and stuff. And we got like a ribbon for completing the quest. And Josh was very happy. It was fun. It was so great.
Yeah,
so.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, and there was K-pop stuff. So there was K-pop random dance play, which you didn't like because they were the one I sent you. They were dancing to Unforgiven. Mm-hmm. I think your reaction was like, "Of course, it's that song or whatever."
It's a popular song. It's not my favorite from them, but you know.
There were other ones, but that was the one I caught on video. The dance the things I ended up enjoying about the conventions were things I didn't even have planned. So like I had planned to go see these panels, but there were some things that we just happened to catch. Yeah. So one of them was cosplay wrestling.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Sounds fucking cool.
And like, yeah, and I surprised. Well, Josh kind of knew. Like my whole family watched wrestling when for a few years when me and my brother were growing up.
Yeah.
And Josh's whole family still watches wrestling. But I think Josh is kind of like the Matilda of his like family, where he would just be off playing like with his magic cards while everybody was watching like The Undertaker or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love the theatrics of wrestling because
that's why
spoilers. It's fake. Mostly the storylines are fake.
Yeah, it's off.
And some of the injuries are real.
Some of the injuries are real. A lot of them are.
When they're fake, you can tell they're fake. Yeah. It's like if I go and you go, "Oh my god," or whatever. Like, yeah.
So you can tell they're fake when they're fake. They are putting their bodies on the line. I respect that. But yeah, it's theater for quote unquote men.
Yeah. So we caught a couple because we were on our way to somewhere else. So the first match we saw was Diva. Versus Shigo from Kim Possible. It's awesome.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Something and I don't know what game is it? Is it Overwatch that Diva's from?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Something happened where in character something happened with her character, and I forget. I don't really understand what happened, but something where she couldn't really fight back anymore. So like she walloped her and beat her. It was awesome. But then, and again, you might have to explain this to me. So the best match was between the Miles Morales Spider-Man and then a different Spider-Man that was blue. It was a blue Spider-Man. I don't know. I don't know if I have pictures.
A blue Spider-Man.
A blue Spider-Man. And it was like he had taken his mask off pretty early on. And he was like trying to get, I didn't take a picture. Of course I didn't. But he was trying to get the other mask off of the Miles Morales Spider-Man and stuff. So it was very like dramatic and whatever. But that one was very like acrobatic. It was like they were doing spins and like flips. Like it was really cool.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Cosplay wrestling is something it just works automatically because like that's what wrestling is. You're in a costume. But I don't know. I never thought of it until you brought it up right now. Like it sounds awesome.
There was also a good one with oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the not Mike Tyson, but the other black fighter from Punch Out. He's like bigger.
Let me see.
I can't remember his name.
Punch Out.
Because it was Little Mac versus this person who I can't remember the name of. I'm not a gamer.
It wasn't Evander Holyfield, right? Was it? No.
No, it was from, I don't remember, but whatever.
You said Punch Out, so it's way back in the day.
Yeah, it was because it was Little Mac versus whomever.
I don't remember.
But that's okay. That's okay. That one was really good too because the Little Mac was really energetic and like the fight like started to take place out of the ring and they were like going to the other side of the room and stuff. Like it was awesome. Like I don't know. So the like you said, the cosplay aspect works so inherently, which I think is why I liked like the Undertaker and so many more like character wrestlers.
Yeah, same here.
Like Rey Mysterio and stuff like that. Like I don't know. I think the character ones. I really liked Jeff Hardy actually when I was
the Hardy Boys. Yeah. Jeff and Matt Hardy.
I like Jeff better, but that's okay. But,
Jeff is better.
Jeff the better Hardy.
Jeff the better Hardy.
But so that was one that we didn't plan on seeing that I really enjoyed. There was also a dance competition that I sent you also. There were two different divisions. One was the Idol division, which was like Love Live and Awkwards and things like that. Our dear friend who really loves anime idol groups.
Yeah, she probably would have loved that.
Yeah, would have loved. And then there was a different one for like K-pop and J-pop, which was it was really great because there was one that I sent you a video of. It was Vocaloids who were trying to cross over into K-pop, and so it was all Vocaloid characters, and they were dancing to Tomboy by G-Idol. It was all the K-pop dancers were really great. I was really impressed.
I think would work really good with aespa too.
Yes.
Pretty well.
I think so too.
Though I appreciate Tomboy.
Yes. Yeah, it was so good. And that was when I kind of just decided, well, I'm already here. I guess I might as well catch it. But it was great, and there was a lot of awards. So nearly everybody won something.
Nearly.
There was one performer who who did not win, and I guess they had said before that she was part of a group before, and like this is her going solo, and she was in the Idol division. And as Josh and I were like leaving, we like saw her like storm away, be on the phone, and she was like really mad that she didn't win anything.
Oh my god.
And I understand, like, don't get me wrong, like if you put a lot of effort into something and it doesn't get recognized the way that you think it should, like I understand getting mad, but also it's just like,
damn, you gotta settle down a little bit.
Well, yeah, so I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't deter her from trying again next year, because I also think at the core of it, it should just be for fun and not necessarily for the accolades and stuff.
Yeah. And
she got a good reception. Everybody was really good. Like, there obviously just has to be winners and stuff, but there were some people who were really great, and they deserved what they received. So, but that part was fun too. Yeah. Yeah,
that sounds awesome. I mean, especially like you said, this wasn't a panel that you planned on seeing, right?
Mm-mm.
You just kind of went there.
Yeah,
That's good.
I
Those
honed in
sometimes
on
can be the best panels.
Yeah, I honed in on one that said K-pop, and I was like, all right. So
That's for me.
yeah, I was gonna go see a K-pop panel, but we didn't go Saturday morning because I was dealing with the fallout of my stupid car tire.
Oh man.
But that's fine. What could have been? But
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's rough. That's
okay.
rough, buddy.
That's the thing. Lots of Avatar cosplayers too.
Oh
Also.
my god, yeah. Conventions, some of the best fucking Avatar cosplayers you'll see.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Not the blue ones, right?
The Last Airbender cosplayers.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
I don't think I saw it.
A lot of Navi.
I don't think so.
That's my Navi. That's my Navi.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think I saw any blue people avatars, but really, like, you don't have to dress up. You don't have to go to any panels. You can just exist in the space and have just as much fun doing that. There was karaoke going on. You know, there's a game room. There's a tabletop game area. There's, you know, you're just gonna find your like nerd niche. It can be very overwhelming, but I think that's the fun of these multi-fandom conventions. Is I think there's something for everybody. So if you get the chance, you should definitely go to a convention, and plan accordingly and bring like water and a fan. Josh had literally this tiny little fold-out chair that he brought with him to sit in line with, and everybody was so jealous of him. It's like, that's my Boy Scout. So, but yeah, take care of yourself, because it's really easy to get like lost in the mix of all this like exciting stuff and then forget to hydrate.
Hydrate. Comes
Hydrate.
in a little glass vial. A little glass vial.
Oh god.
A little glass vial.
Great. Yep. So that's my whole talk about conventions. You know how out of the game of podcast recording we've been? I do not know when we started.
Around 1:30. Or I'm sorry, around 30 minutes. So we're coming up on about an hour and a half.
Okay. So
Give or take.
Mm-hmm. So that means we have a little bit of time to talk about whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, we could.
We could. Or we can have it be a short episode, or, you know, the stage. I'm throwing it back to you because I've been talking.
Don't throw it to me.
Yep, I'm throwing it to you.
I don't want to catch
Hot
this.
potato. It's yours now.
I don't have any agency anymore.
Wow. Okay. You know who doesn't either?
No, but I'm sure you're gonna tell me who.
BBC over Luna. Hey, welcome to Tory's K-pop Corner.
Oh my god. That.
I wasn't planning on doing a K-pop corner, but since we have time.
Sneak attack.
So smooth. So smooth.
It's like Rob Thomas.
Oh god, now I'm just thinking of the Barbie movie.
Yes.
Oh, killer soundtrack, by the way. Barbie movie has amazing songs.
It really does.
Including a song by 50/50. So
Barbie Dreams.
Barbie Dreams with Kali. Unless you say all the I's in her name. Like Kali. I don't know. Kali. But that song's really good. They were supposed to have a music video to accompany it, but 50/50 is in the middle of legal disputes with their company. Whoopsie doopsie. So
shit.
While they should be promoting off the hype of all the TikTok fame that they've gotten, they are not. So
god damn.
that's a bummer. But
that's
in better news, all of Luna is free, which is great. So when we last left off in the last episode of the podcast, this is like a soap opera.
Previously on
Tory's K-pop Corner on LEM'n'TEA podcast. 5 members of Luna formed together in a different company to make Artemis. Since then, a very popular subunit from Luna called Odd Eye Circle released their comeback song, which is great, and also very symbolic too. And I'm not a big Luna stan, so I don't know all of, like, the little symbolisms and things of Luna, but I guess
that's okay.
I guess accordingly, wearing Converse high tops was part of their, like, what they were maybe known for in a music video or two, or was part of their lore.
Okay.
The subunit's new music video, or their song, is called Air Force Ones, where they're wearing those shoes and they burn the Converses. It's symbolic, which is great.
Shit.
I love it.
That is very good.
And recently 5 other Luna girls signed with the company, and they are being their own other girl group called Lusemble, which is a mix, I think, of Luna and Assemble. I think.
Not a great name.
It's not the worst.
I didn't say it was the worst. I just said it's not great.
Lusemble
it's not as catchy as Luna, and it's not as good as, like, even Odd Eye Circle, I think, is better.
Yeah, so, but...
I'm just saying.
It makes probably more sense in Korean, maybe. That's how some of these names tend to go.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the other 2 girls are solo, but they're all still on really great terms. Like, they all still want to be doing music. They just don't want to be doing it under the bad BBC, which I don't blame.
The bad BBC.
The bad BBC, not the informative news BBC. What? I have to clarify every time. I feel
Jesus Christ.
It's the bad BBC.
Okay.
Wadui. Bad. So, bam. I didn't have much else to talk about, and I feel like so much other stuff has happened, but that's really all I got.
Yeah.
It's the short K-pop corner. Listen, I'm like trying to get back into this groove of.
I think it's good to have a short episode. Like, I don't think it's a bad
I think
thing.
so too. So anyway, K-pop's really doing great with music. They have this whole trend of like throwback sounds, 80s and 90s, like sort of like R&B or like record scratchy sort of like instrumentals, really great. So if that's your gig, you should check out some K-pop releases. Do it. This Barbie listens to K-pop. So that's what I got. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for surprising us with that. That was cool.
I wasn't planning on it, but
well, it was on the cuff. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, so I think, do we want to...
I'm good to end it.
Good to end it? Okay. Well, thank you for anybody who joined us in this echoey basement episode of LEM'n'TEA podcast. Maybe it won't be echoey. We'll see.
Who knows? I'll do what I can with the audio, but
editor, do your magic. It's magic now. Yeah, so it's good to be back doing this. I really did miss it. It's been
a lot of fun. I wish I had a more stable place for it. That way I didn't have to keep, because this is a pain in the ass. Like setting this up.
It took us an hour.
It's always a pain in the ass, but it's like once we have a space that like is set aside and
yeah.
And like once I know this area, like let's say it is down here, but it's in an area that I know that it's not gonna fucking like have an issue with.
Right, yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah.
It'd be good to know that like it won't get destroyed or like waterlogged or something. Like
we're still trying to get a feel for the house.
Yeah, the house
and its little idiosyncrasies.
It's just a little quirky little house, you know what I mean?
Oh, that quirky girl.
That was a little quirky little house. It's got a nice little yard.
So offbeat. But thank you for coming back to listen, and it's really good to be doing this again.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for wanting to do this in the midst of all your goings on in life.
Thank you for coming together to do it, because it's not easy to do. Everybody has their own shit going on.
Yeah.
But
nice
that it happened.
It is. So if you like what you heard, consider subscribing down below. If you want to hit the bell, do it. But if you don't do it. You have agency. Unlike BBC over Luna. Man, I'm like a queen of segues today.
Damn.
Also, check us out on TikTok and, I don't know, are we still calling it Twitter? I'm going to still call it Twitter. Whatever. Twitter. It's Twitter. I don't care about your ex. I don't care. It's still Twitter. So check us out on TikTok and Twitter, LEM'n'TEA Podcast.
Right. And when you're done checking out Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it's called, you can check out Tory's YouTube channel at youtube.com/AzarezFran.
Rip.
Shit, sorry.
Frame.
I've never done that.
But that's how rusty we are, you guys.
youtube.com/AzarezFlame.
2 E's.
AZARATHSFLAMEE.
I still can't believe you. I don't even know how to spell that fast.
It doesn't feel fast when I'm saying it.
Oh, okay.
It feels very slow.
I don't know. It feels fast to me.
or twitter.com/trippydespot, TRIPPYDESU. More word to the wise, not many people are spending a lot of time on Twitter anymore because it's dying.
It is, but if you are on Twitter, also go support my girls. Saturday, I forgot to mention, they just had a comeback. K-pop, really hard name to search for just searching Saturday, but if you type in K-pop Saturday, you will find them. They are my beloveds, and they are great.
They need your help.
Support them on Twitter. Or support Lewis on Twitter. Or on Twitch. At twitch.tv/UnoLumo and also Twitter, UnoLumo. Do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
And do it. And do it. Also, go support Wonho because he's just great. No other reason. He's just a good guy. That's what I got.
Pretty good.
Yeah, thanks.
I have nothing else to add.
Okay, so I guess we will end it there. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Maybe here, maybe in a different location.
Somewhere.
But we'll be here.
Will you?
Ooh. All right, well, on that note.
Good night.
Good night.
Will you?